Section 3.1, number 66, we are asked to look at this path of the diver. Y is our height, and x is our distance away from where we dove from. Now this equation, y is equal to negative 4/9 x squared plus 24/9 x plus 12. And we are asked to find the maximum height of the diver. Okay. It also says to verify it using graphing utility. I will again defer to your ability to use a graphing utility to determine whether or not I screwed it up. Okay? So, what I want to do is I want to find the maximum. The maximum is found at the vertex. And remember, our vertex equation is ax minus h plus k. This is our max height in this case. It's a negative in front of the x squared, so we were a downward facing parabola, which means we had a maximum, since down facing. Okay? All right. So, to do this, I need a 1 in front of my x. So I do that by pulling, in this case, a minus 4/9 out of my x squared. Okay? As well as a minus 4/9 out of my x. So how can I pull a negative out of something that's positive? Well, remember that a positive is a negative times a negative. So I'm going to get minus 4/9 x squared plus 24/9 x is minus a negative 24/9. 24, if we remember, is 4 times 6 all over 9 times x. And then I'm going to get this plus 12. That's going to be hanging out there. Okay, so if I pull a minus 4/9 out of the x squared and the x term, minus 4/9 x squared, I'm going to be left with a minus here. I've pulled the 4 out of the top and the 9 out of the bottom in this negative. So I'm going to get minus 6x is the remaining bit. I'm going to leave myself some room for adding and subtracting half of this squared. Okay. And this 12, well, that's a constant term. I'm going to leave that outside. All right. Now, we're going to use the tools we got out of completing the square. We're going to take this minus 6. We're going to take half of it, which is minus 3. We're going to square it, which is 9. We're going to add that, and we're going to subtract it. All right, so b is going to be minus 6. So b over 2 is minus 3. It's half of it. So b over 2 squared is minus 3 squared. Minus times minus is a plus. 3 times 3 is 9. We're going to take this and we're going to add this, which will be part of our perfect square, and we're going to subtract it, which we're going to shove that into the outside piece. Okay? All right. So again, I want to treat this as 2 separate chunks in here. I have my square that I want to keep. I'm going to have my minus 4/9 that I'm going to distribute to the pieces like that. So I'm going to get minus 4/9 times my perfect square. Minus 4/9 times a negative 9. Minus times a minus is a positive. 4/9 times 9, well, I have a 9 on the top and a 9 on the bottom. Those are going to cancel out, leaving us with a plus 4. And I still have my plus 12 that I have on the outside. All right, now let's erase some of my previous stuff so that I get more room to work with. All right, so can this be simplified? Well, this minus 4/9 is on the outside, so I want to leave it on the outside. This is a perfect square. It's going to be x minus 3, right? This plus means that both my pieces have the same sign. This minus means at least one of them is negative. So we're going to get x minus 3 squared. Okay. If you FOIL this back out, we will indeed get this term remaining. 4 plus 12 is 16. Okay. So this kind of messy looking quadratic can be reduced to this, where my vertex is going to happen when x is equal to 3, if it's 3 meters. Divers use meters. Right, and my height is going to be 16 meters if they use meters, or feet if they use feet, or miles if they use miles. Right, so my height is going to be 16. Okay, and that is all we are asked to find. Thank you for your support.